So, hey, say hi to the camera, Ronnie.
Hi. Is it working?
It's working. You're live, man. We're here in Paducah, Kentucky, and I am here with Ronnie. We're gonna find Annetta. Well, she's probably gone right now, but we'll get her later. Yeah. I have to do lots of documenting because I'm the eyes and ears of everybody in the family. They're all very excited about this.
Come on, catch the dog.
Yeah, let's do that.
Look at all the little doggies. Look at all the little doggies. Look at all the doggies. Look at you guys. You're so cute. You're so cute. Yes.
So now we have Annetta in action.
Oh, no, please.
Yes.
Can't you just my dog?
Okay, we'll get you now.
Rocky, leave me alone.
Where are the doggies? You guys are.
Oh, yes.
Aren't you guys an armful?
Rocky's mad because he can't jump up there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's have a fight. Hey, hey! Hey, Caroline. Oh, hey, we're not gonna fight, my love. Oh, 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 oh my gosh,
Get him, Ernie. You better quit.
oh me, y'all.
Whoop you like a government mule.
Put him outside. Oh man, you got to see that. I never dreamed.
Come on, Caroline. Diana.
Get little boy. Hold me. Get Ernie up there. Ernie, come here.
Bad girl.
Come here, Ernie. Get Ernie.
They scared you, didn't they, Mom? Yeah.
Mercy.
He's not a fighter.
Rocky, you should have to go out. You probably caused it.
See what the deal is. Caroline is at breeding stage, and her and Diana
Corey is talking.
are
Oh, yeah.
jealous of Rocky.
Alright. Pardon me?
He doesn't realize.
Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, that he's not only filming you.
Well, I'm just trying to be normal.
Oh, they're fighting still.
You want to shoot the house or something? Here, I'll back up.
Yeah, why not? I'm not a very good cameraman. There's the house. There she blows.
Mr. Bradford.
This is a Chevy Silverado.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this is the truck I wanted to get.
Got a buddy. He's got one of these engines. It's got 550,000 miles on it.
550,000 on an original.
6.5.
Woo.
He's had a fuel pump to go out on it a couple of times. Other than that,
Yeah. That's got to be a record.
no, I don't think it is. Actually, I think it's pretty common. Put about 300,000 on some of it. I work for Merco Mechanical, and it will probably may go by that stretch of the lake after a while, and I can show you where Keith Mert lives.
Where who lives?
My boss.
Oh.
He's got a place on the lake, huge place on Kentucky Lake, probably a few $1 million.
Wow.
We're going to take the back roads out to where I used to live.
Sounds fun.
And you don't have to be afraid of my driving. I've never wrecked unless I was drunk.
I don't even have my seatbelt on.
It's a law in Kentucky anymore, but it's not enforceable. They can't stop you from not having one on.
Huh.
If they stop you for another offense and you don't have it on, then they can add that charge.
Yeah.
I'll show you my little dream home down here. It's on this road. Russ Cochran, you ever heard of the professional golfer Russ Cochran? He lives right up here on the right.
Oh, really?
He doesn't do as well as Tiger Woods, but he's pretty good. He plays with him.
Who does do as well as Tiger Woods?
Nobody.
You play golf?
No, my son, my stepson plays a lot. Every Saturday he plays. He's probably at home crying today because it's raining. He is a golf nut. Russ lives right here on the left. I've got a road board right over here. Putting water, I forgot water and sewer. Russ lives right over here.
Huh.
I'll show you a real nice place back here. I just love this place here.
Oh, yeah. I can see why. That is some piece of property. Oh, it's quite an entrance.
But my little home that I really like is right down here on the left. I would prefer to build. Country clubs back in there, all that. This little place right here.
Huh.
I love that.
Nice. Yeah, that is nice. Kind of that old brick style.
We was having some flooding here a while back, and the water was over the road right in here. And the guy come around this curve in water, went off in there, turned his car over on its top, filled with water. Guy come by and got him out.
Lucky.
Okay.
So are we still in McCracken County?
Uh-huh. Graves County over here is the second biggest county in the state. It's big. It's probably the least populated. Jefferson County is the biggest population area. It's
it seems, I don't know, maybe consumption's going down too. When people,
Well, it's got any sense. You quit smoking. Quit smoking cigarettes.
chewing tobacco's not so good for you either.
Don't, because you still can have the lung expansion. Chewing.
This is
Yeah,
true.
it's bad. It causes cancer in the mouth.
Yeah. You worried about that? Aren't you a God-fearing individual?
Yeah, God.
Yeah, but not tobacco. You've been chewing for a while?
20 years.
Oh, wow. Well,
I smoked 35.
you're in pretty darn good shape considering 35 years of smoking.
Mm-hmm. Drinking.
Yeah, all of that.
Heavy. Guys already planted corn over there, I see.
Huh. Did you like farming at all? When you were younger?
We didn't like tobacco farming.
Mainly because of the crop or
No, it was hard work.
hard work? Picking tobacco leaves?
No, we didn't. They call that stripping.
Stripping?
tobacco.
Stripping.
And it's a boring job. It's just we had so much of it, and it's hot, humid work out in those tobacco fields, and all this tobacco around you. You couldn't get just probably like you see some of the people working, migrant workers,
Yeah.
fields out where we live. It's so hot. Temperatures are so hot.
Yep. Picking the tomatoes. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
and it's tough. It's tough work.
And they got to wear the full gear, the full clothes, and be pretty much covered up, or else their body just gets too exposed to the elements.
Mine has been. The sun done this to me. See those places there?
Yeah.
Just too much sun out on tractors and stuff.
It's all this yellow stuff that's just.
These are giant road.
Pardon me?
Ragweed.
Ragweed, yeah.
It's terrible for sinus, things like that. People have hay fever and asthma.
Oh, yeah.
Man, a lot of people move from this area because of these heats.
Yeah.
They're dry. I was raised up right here. We had a grocery store over here.
Huh.
Also lived in that house when I was really young. Then we built that one over there across the road.
Huh.
We built this tobacco barn. We farmed all this on the right and left hand side of the road.
Huh.
We farmed this, at least some of this. We didn't, this was our only walk, so we didn't farm it. We farmed all of this ditch line here, this property line. So this ditch line over here, we farmed all of this, left hand side. Everything on both sides of the road.
Wow.
Here, on down here. When I was born, we lived in a house right here, this slow hill here. chickens?
Yeah, a little
That's
bit.
a chicken barn down there. There's a lot of them over here in this area. They smell bad. They tried to prevent them from building. Ed owns this. He's got about a 5-acre lot right here.
Wow.
He's got a real nice place to build here. You know, it's got a real good frontage out here.
Wow.
This guy, seen that often anymore since I moved.
Would it be better with the light on, or?
Well, I think we're doing fine. Well, yeah, you can turn on the light. It'll actually, it'll brighten it up in here. Give us a little.
He got it. That's a digital.
Yeah, it's a little digital camera. It's nice.
Carolyn's got one of the older ones, and it's like that big.
Yeah.
It's not bigger than that.
Yeah, this one's nice and small, and does really good quality. You can put it on your computer and do all that video editing. You can become a filmmaker.
He got a real good CD. One that he brought down that he done in his house. Put together nice.
What instrument do you play?
I play the guitar and the bass, and I've been playing for about 17 years now. And I mean, if I had my choice, that's what I'd be doing for a living. It's just, you know, it's difficult.
Very, very difficult. There's just one, well, you already know this, but there's just one in thousands that ever gets up there big and gets into the, you know, the good money.
Into the industry, exactly.
I've got a cousin, Ronnie knows him up here between here and Mayfield. You know where Judy now lives?
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the best, one of the best on a guitar. He's got everything. He's a money man. He's not like me, but
I talked to his mom on the phone last night. She's a real nice person. She said something about it. It's coming out someday. It'll be a while, but I think
well,
I may try
are
to
you
go
going
out
to talk to your mother while you're?
Oh, she doesn't seem to be too up for that. She's
I can't imagine that, really. That's kind of an odd situation, isn't it?
well, see, I hired private investigators to find Ronnie. It wasn't an easy thing. It was I have been looking for Ronnie for about the last 6 years.
Just curiosity, I imagine.
Curiosity was, I just got to the point where I was like, you know what? I mean, I only got one life to live, and there's only 2 people who created me. Well, maybe 3, if you know, but and I said, I can't sit through this life, just sit by and just kind of let that go by. I got to go find out what I'm all about, where I came from, and everything that made who I
I
am.
don't know. I never went through what you did, but I imagine I would have felt about the same way.
Been looking that long. Hope he ain't a hit man.
Well,
Most people who talk to me say that. They say, I think curiosity would have gotten me too. And
I think that's what would have got me started on it anyway.
Yeah.
Was just out wondering.
And so I started out looking, and it turned out to be really difficult. I couldn't find them. Couldn't find Denise. Couldn't find Ronnie. And we weren't sure if the information we had was accurate. And it turned out in the long run that we did have some information. We had information that said Denise was born in California. And that was key information for locating birth records and for tracking where she might be now. But that turned out to be incorrect. She wasn't born in California. We don't know, to this day, I don't know where she was actually born. But we eventually...
I bet you I can make a phone call and find out where she was born.
You probably could. I mean, now I'm not so... It doesn't really matter to me. I mean, I know her social security number was issued in Florida.
Well, Earlene, Butch's mother out here at Lowe's, I used to be friends with her son. Well, Ronnie knew him and was too, but Anyway, she know they all. I know the Stokeses were from all around the Lowe's area, and I think she's related in there somehow. Isn't the Hickses and the don't they come in on the Stokes?
Stokes is related to some of my people. Charlie Garnet.
I don't know.
Well, Charlie Garnet was.
Well,
That was Denise's uncle or granddad.
they come in there something. You know,
Yeah.
if you go back
When
far
Charlie
enough-
died, Denise was at the funeral home.
when you go back far enough, all of us hillbillies down in here are.
We found our mate at family reunion.
No,
Yeah, we found Bobby, and my private investigators
He
they found
Bobby
Bobby.
and more about Denise than I know at all. I hadn't
did
seen
you
her.
ever talk to Bobby? Or?
I didn't. My people did, and it was kind of strange because when they talked to Bobby, he denied at first that Denise was even his daughter. Maybe he was
He
suspicious,
maybe thought she was in trouble or something. I don't know what
He
she
did.
was like.
but he also didn't know exactly he didn't know where to get in contact with her. He didn't have her phone number, and she lives in Paducah.
He
That's what
does,
Ronnie
too.
was telling me. To my knowledge, I've never seen the girl. See, I left here when I was like 18, went in the Air Force.
Sure.
And then after I got out of there was no work around here. I went up to Chicago and stayed there about 12 years. And then, well, I've been in all 48 states and California. I
Wow.
was over the road truck. I know California as well as, or better probably than I do Kentucky.
Wow.
The whole states, you know.
Yeah.
I've got a cousin that lives in the Frisco area, Bay Area. He runs or he did. I don't know. He's got a doctor's degree in something, but he never did use it.
Yeah.
He got up big. You know Jay Wingo?
No, you told me about it.
But he runs a dating service. He hooks people up, the wealthy people,
Oh yeah.
and gets like $25,000 on some of them. You know.
Wow.
But he.
Yeah, the Stokes. I think they all split up. I mean, I know Joan Stokes who's Denise's mom. She moved away to North Carolina, I think, and then recently she moved back to this area. And Bobby said, if we wanted to find Denise, go looking,
Well,
go
was
ask
her
Joan.
mother, and see, I don't know much about them. Was her mother from this part of the country?
Joan
Denise's mother.
She was one kin to Uncle Charlie Garnet.
Yeah, Denise works at this Chapman Music, and she married Herb Chapman, and I guess that's her 5th marriage.
Well, I've got 4 behind me, so
You can't talk about it. huh?
no, I can't talk about it.
Yeah, and I guess her stepson is this guy Stephen Curtis Chapman, who is apparently a pretty famous fellow from around
I've
here.
heard that name.
He's a Christian musician, and he's very successful. He's making a lot of money. He just toured through California with his band, and he's a pretty successful guy. And they're real private. They don't want because everybody, I guess, tries to get in their business because of their son, who's been quite successful, and so they don't really. They don't give out their personal address, their personal information. So we tracked her down, and my private investigators talked to her at her work. And the way I had been trying to contact Denise through the Salvation Army. The Salvation Army in California actually had information on her, and they were working as what they call a confidential intermediary, where they will send letters, and if Denise wanted to respond, she could, and then we could get in contact with one another. She'd been getting those letters, but she wasn't responding, and she doesn't.
Well, I don't know. I believe if I'd been her, I'd been curious like you were. I believe I'd have had to done something.
We were. Everything that we had done in our investigation said that she probably would be okay with this. So we were a little shocked, when she said, "No, I'm not into it." And who knows? I mean, this is all new stuff. She may have not been expecting it, and
Me neither.
yeah, you know. So you don't know where a person is in their life and whether or not, you know. If I had contacted Ronnie 10 years ago, you know, he might have been
Drunk.
in a different state, you know, and
I'll see, no, this has probably been longer than 10 years ago. I'll show you what Ronnie looked like. I think I got one in here somewhere. There's my son. That's all I had. Where is it? I showed that to you, didn't I, not long ago? That picture?
Cap on.
I believe you did, in a Levi shirt. Pretending to choke his wife, he should have got the job done. I know, I thought I had one of you in here somewhere. Yeah. There's Ronnie when he was in his,
right there.
yeah. Puny looking little fart, ain't he? I bet you didn't weigh, what, 160?
Probably not that much then.
Year or two, a couple years younger than me, maybe.
Yeah.
You're a couple years younger than me. Was she the same age as you?
Yeah, about it. We're real close.
And I just remember, I remember a lot. She was beautiful. He looks just like his mother. I could see more of him.
Does,
yeah,
don't it?
yeah.
I
And
never did see
she
that.
she made real good grades. She's a beautiful girl and just real smart.
What was she doing going out with Cruz?
Well, that must have been one of those momentary lapses in judgment.
You know, it lasted, we went together that summer.
Was that when you had the black Roadrunner?
No.
No,
Oh, it was gray.
right? Didn't you have a
Had black hood stripes on it.
Okay.
Oh, that red one was a GTX.
GTX. Anyway, that summer, when I had the Roadrunner, that's when we went together. And she left the end of that summer. I didn't know she was pregnant. She didn't say anything anyway.
Well, she probably had enough sense to know that you weren't ready for fatherhood.
Hopefully.
I got another problem, so I'll give him it.
Anyway, she went out there and had him. He was adopted, and she did tell me 2 years later, she came back here and me and her started going together again.
well, thank goodness for her momentary lapse in judgment.
Yeah. Because,
Well, she's here in Paducah.
is she? I didn't know.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to meet me for some reason.
Well, I think you would probably have to be a woman to understand me. I can. Because she had to just set aside the most powerful emotions anybody could have to do the right thing to you. And I'm sure it's a very, very painful time. And I can understand it either way. It would depend. She could have. Do you know if she's married?
She's there's
5 times.
she's on her fifth one, and it seems like this one might be, you know, she wants to settle down and probably and not. She doesn't. Her family, the family that she's married to now, the Chapmans, they don't know about me, and she doesn't want them to
You
know
know
about me.
Stephen Curtis Chapman?
That's her stepson.
That's her stepson.
And we think that she's really kind of being protective of their family because apparently
Yeah, you hadn't said that. That's what it is right there. She don't.
You're on camera.
oh, just ignore it. Just
I will.
ignore it. Act like it's not here. I have a lot of friends and family at home who wish they could be here, are very keenly interested in this whole event. So I'm trying to document.
It is interesting. event. And
Well,
I'm not
most
even
people-
involved in any way, except I know Ronnie, but you know, it's something you don't ever, it's a first
Well,
for
we
me.
could probably had this on the news. or
Oh,
Oprah
listen,
Winfrey,
oh,
but
sure, we could
we
have had
just didn't
5 or
do
6 NBC minivans out
Oh,
here.
yeah.
They just didn't do it.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot going on in Dog.
Ed knew it was coming. Ed know he's been coming for what?
Oh,
2 or 3
weeks,
months?
I guess.
No,
But
you
yeah,
longer than that.
longer than
Well, at what point in your life did you decide you wanted to find your biological parents?
Well, my mom started talking to me about it when I was I had always known I was adopted, and people had always pointed out my difference from my brothers. I have 2 younger brothers who are natural born from my mom and dad, and you know, so there was always differences in personality and in looks, and I got curious at 18, and they started getting me information from the adoption agency. And it said a lot of accurate things about Denise and Ronnie, and about their mother and father and family, about being here in Kentucky, farming, and things like that. And when I got into my mid-20s and started having more difficult times in life, I started wondering, you know, what was going on, why. I had a lot of questions. All the people who I brought into it, professionals who had been doing adoption searches for years, couldn't solve it because we had some misinformation. Denise may have said that she was born in California, or the social workers may have just wrote it down wrong or something like that. But that sent us off on a wild goose chase, and it took me 6 years to get here, where I am now. I had to hire private investigators.
Really?
All the adoption search professionals that I hired, it basically came down to I was going to have to spend a lot of my own time and resource and energy doing the search, and I'm not a professional, or I was going to have to hire some people. So, you know, I had been doing well with my jobs, and I had the money and the resource to be able to do that, and I said this is important to me, and I did it. And about 2 months ago, the search had reached a dead end. The private investigators couldn't solve it. I had the honor, if you will, of being their first unsolved case in California ever, and they were very frustrated. But eventually, they got some new records, birth records on Kentucky. This happened about 2 months ago, and they said, you know what? We've got these records, and I'll tell you right now, with the records we've got, I bet you we can find your birth father. And I said, well, by all means, please do. And literally 2 weeks later, they called back and said, we talked to Ronnie, and he'd like to hear from you. And I called him that night after I got over that big lump in my throat, and I was just, whoa, okay, it's all coming to a head. I mean, I had almost given up hope. I really had. I mean, it had been six years, a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of emotional ups and downs, not only for me, but for my parents too. My dad had gotten involved. He was trying to help search, and he got off on the goose chase too. And you know, my mom, who understandably had more of an emotional issue with the whole thing, I really had to kind of coax her along, and she has gone from being extremely fearful and a lot of anxiety to now being amazingly supportive and just so excited. She's hopping with excitement now, and just I always really like writing, kind of like politics and things like that too, and so I got my act together, went to junior college, and eventually got into UC Berkeley and started studying political science there. And about 2 years into my degree at Berkeley, a friend called me, and I had always been had a knack for computers, and really I just had the patience for them. A lot of people don't, and so now I do computers. I do what is called I'm called a quality assurance engineer. I test computer applications.
What's
essentially.
Richard into? What's your son?
His major is computer science.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and my daughter, her major is in special education, and she's taught special education for 5 or 6 years, but she's burned out. big time. And so last year, she started working on her degree from the University of Phoenix online.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And I can't keep it all straight. It's all initials, and I have to try to remember it. But anyway, it's she has computer technology degree, and then she'll have her master's in education in December. And long story short, she's got an interview in Lexington next Friday for the district technology advisor for
nice.
the Clark County School Systems, which is a suburb of Lexington. Like Fayette County is where Lexington was. Lexington is in Fayette County. And
How much longer has Richard got? Got
next one more year.
one more year.
He got a late start. He was like 28 when he started. went
I
into
couldn't even
business for
tell you how
himself.
he
You
is.
still thinking about going back?
I almost did, but then I got a job. So I've been out of work for a long time. The Bay Area has been really bad with technology. There's a lot of us who've been out of work.
.com kind of went.
It's the bubble grew very quickly and the bubble burst very quickly. Literally, I mean, the Bay Area is having a tough time recovering. So many people moved there for the jobs, and they're all moving out. It's just the jobs aren't there anymore, and you gotta be really, really good or know some people. And I'm okay. I mean, I never studied computers in school. I just did it. It was a hobby. So everything I'm self-taught with computers, and I don't really want to study them because I don't like them that much. It bores me. It really does. Doing the coding and all that stuff. I mean, I can learn it and I can do it. It just does not excite me though. It's very boring.
My son's not gonna. He's already decided that he is not going to do anything professionally in the computer field.
Yeah.
He's gonna build houses.
You find out.
See,
You-
that's,
yeah.
You know, that's what he really likes to do, and he has worked the whole time that he's been in school, and he's bidding under someone else, and now he's bidding jobs himself, and he just loves to tie into a remodeling job. He just got one this week, and he's just really excited about it.
That's great.
And he's going to go ahead and get his degree, but that's what he's going to do.
Well, that's news to me. I thought he, all along, because I've
Well-
never seen him, but I thought all along he was gonna get in the,
He said that
Computer.
the more he thought about it, he could not sit there all day long, day in and day out, and do what he would have to do. But the college experience has been really good for him. Of course, he should have done that when he first got out of school instead of going into business for himself. But
how old is Richard now?
he's 32. This is where all of our electricity comes from.
All from the dam.
From right here.
This is Cumberland River, which is Barkley Lake. It's a huge lake too.
Yeah.
It's dry.
Backing
It
up.
was dried up, yeah. Backed up.
Fishing over there.
Crappie been bad like great. Yeah, that's Barkley. Get around there.
Yeah, they got some big boats out there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I see a bunch of them staying here, too.
using cement cars. They say within 30 miles or farther they fill every motel. Up through yonder where they have all the white rock and things around the sides.
This is just a very small part.
This is just a little bay of it, is the way I get it.
Yeah,
Like Green
looks
Turtle
like
Bay. Look at all the white.
Them are eggers.
I was going to ask about were they?
Yeah, they get a lot of houseboats.
I like to have that one on the end here. Wind is hard on those.
Yeah.
Some of the boats got the lights on, some of them people.
Give them a party.
Yeah, some of them just.
And, you know, it's a big houseboat, like, you know, one of these over here. These ones that sleep, you know, 16, 20 people.
Road closed.
But that's just what? What's that? For the quilters thing? Look, these people sitting out right here, even though with wares for sale and gosh. Yep, you have to turn.
It's old Market House.
Looks like they're redoing some of these buildings. Oh, we're talking about, oh, look at this street, Chris.
Yeah, this is great.
Coffee bar. Peppermint. I didn't even know that was there.
Bricks. Nothing.
Hate to have to drive 65, 70 on them.
We have everything. We have quilters, we have prom queens, we have tuxedos.
Trolley
Name it.
car.
Well, there's that wall with the mural you were talking about.
Mhm. That's the one LaDonna was telling you about. I bet a lot of them
They're eating at Whalers
fellas
Cage.
taking
is
their
what they're
girls to
doing.
Whalers Catch.
Yeah.
Right over there's a great seafood restaurant.
We were going to take you there. It looks terrible from here, but it's probably the
There
best place
wouldn't be
in
no
town.
reservations there tonight.
Huh?
I said there wouldn't be.
You wouldn't be able to get in now.
Main Valley. Was that? I guess that's one of strip
You're
shop
going
or
into the
something.
river. You know why these flood walls are here, don't you, Chris?
I
19 was the year old Paducah was flooded out.
37. They come
1937.
up
And
over
they,
the whole city.
old city, and so they built this flood wall, and when the waters start coming up, they close these dunes.
Huh.
It can never happen again, thank goodness, because of these walls.
Oh wow, look at that.
brakes don't fail us now. We're right straight off. Right there's where that riverboat thing used to.
Gosh, that is a wide river.
Yes.
Wow. It's competition for the Mississippi for sure.
They meet not
Yeah.
too far over
They go
here.
into a Y. They go right in together.
Wow.
Illinois, isn't it? Missouri.
Missouri.
Right where we join there.
Confluence. The old Finkel store.
Lord me, that thing.
There used to
They haven't
be
had those in years. Old
There used to
Finkel's.
be a hot store.
Really?
We're
Yeah.
all well farmers had cheap clothes.
You
Everybody
could
bought
buy
their overalls.
Well, they bought their overalls and their shoes.
Levi or jeans rather. They just had Levi's. I don't know. I've heard my mother talk more about Finkel's. They used to have one in Mayfield though.
Oh yeah.
Not all that long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, get behind the horse and buggy. Now, how do you pass them, huh?
Can't.
Bump 'em.
Well, this is great down here. It's just something else.
They're all just sitting out listening to the music. Whalers is straight ahead. Go by there and show him. It is nothing to look at, and you wouldn't believe it when you go inside.
It's a two-story
So antique.
Cajun restaurant. New Orleans, a touch of New Orleans. They got little signs in there.
Right down here. On the left, it's not even a big sign, but I'm telling you, they always have a card. Right
Yeah.
there.
This two-story building.
Or you can
here,
sit out
then
there and
you
eat,
sit
see up
outside and eat.
outside of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You talk about good seafood. Oh my gosh.
You like Cajun music?
Yo, yeah. Cajun, Zydeco. That's good stuff.
Is that the big quilters thing? Right there it is, right straight ahead of you there.
That's the Quilters Museum.
Yes, that's the museum. Your aunt would be interested in that.
Oh,
Probably.
yes, she would.
Thought we might see old Joe Jones sit
See
up.
all the road things they had set up selling their
It looks like it's
blooming onion,
winding
boneless
down.
chicken breast, strawberry shortcake with ice cream. Oh,
Whoa.
strawberries with ice cream. Oh, sounds good.
Man, them cakes you bought here a while back were good. Those shortcakes.
Probably all these quilters, they're so tired
I
from the day
can't
they couldn't leave till
find no
tomorrow.
more of them. Like you bought.
Over saddle. Oh no, patio room.
June and July. I wouldn't come see either one of them. Cost you $5 to park out there. There's where me and Chuck tried to set his thing up, Butch, right there at the corner of that parking lot.
Every time.
He done paid those people over that nursing home.
That's fine.
They got a funeral home here, a black funeral home.
Funeral home.
I think he's standing.
I think they hang him in the closet when they put him up. They put him in the closet. It's terrible why they did that to him. Tell people just look at you forever.
This is about
they still have little theater groups there. You know right over here where all those azaleas
Yeah.
are blooming in the back might be okay. Like,
Oh wow. Yeah.
we're about to quit now, but it's long out in here. So show me what to do.
Well, we're recording right now, and you can see right in there.
Oh, just let it go, huh?
You just let it go. You see what you're recording right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you.
All right. Let's
All right.
camera one. You're a camera woman. You're on air. Say hi to the Summers family. Say hi to the Hennigan family.
Ronnie Way.
And look at
Chris-
this strapping gentleman here.
Chris, I'm so short I'm having to hold the camera up like this to get y'all's
Oh,
heads.
look at
Ah! Can you get your head?
Look at these two sharp dressed men. Now, are we not blood?
Let's get you right side by side a good look so they can see. All right.
He's pretty strong, but I think I can take him.
I don't know.
We'll see. Butch, we got to get you now. I want to get you and Ronnie.
Oh, well. Beginning to, yeah.
Look at you two. Look at that beautiful couple. How about a give her a kiss, Ronnie? Wow, that's right. Now that's love.
Oh, God.
All right.
You get done. I gotta work on that.
I got
When I
that.
come through here with that sewer line, we're gonna
See,
bring
they had
the
to tear up my
backhoe
yard.
up in here and dump dirt in these spots. And I'll just, Lonnie said, you know, home like Lonnie. Yeah.
See, this is what I got to get pruned up. They look awful. They just all
I have to see
I'll bet.
Do you have a video screen of this or you do it on the computer?
Yeah, I hook up this camera hooks up right to my computer,
Yeah.
and then I have all these programs that I can do editing. I can do special effects. I can add soundtracks. I can add audio. I can do any editing. I mean, the software has gotten so cheap and so powerful that you can make a Hollywood film with one of these cameras practically. The quality's so good. All these digital video cameras, they use this new format, and the quality is just amazing. You play this stuff on your computer, and it's like it's much better than a VCR. As a matter of fact, televisions are lower resolution than these digital video cameras are, so the television doesn't even actually do justice to the quality of the recorded material, but you put it on a computer which has much higher resolution than a television, and you can really see all the detail. It's just amazing.
You ever heard of Brooks Bus Line?
Brooks Bus Line? No. What's Brooks Bus Line?
That was a major bus line here in Paducah. Jack Brooks, that's Brooks Memorial Gardens back there, and they named that after Jack Brooks and his family. Brooks Bus has been all over the country. Major bus line around here. I don't think they have it anymore. I'm going to show you where I went to grade school, middle school, and high school up here, except for 2 years.
Well,
To your right here was the little round buildings. When they completed them at 59 or 60 was my 1959 and 1960 was my first year of school here at these little round buildings.
huh. They are around.
This used to be cafeteria, I think. I don't know if it's still is or not. It used to be. I don't look like it is anymore. They have built another one.
Well,
That's the gymnasium. There's the round building, the big
Yeah.
round building. And then we're in the process at the time of building this. This is middle school, 7th, 8th grade.
Lone Oak.
Yeah.
Did you go to this middle school?
Yeah.
Are you a good student?
Good basketball player, but bad student.
Well, at least you knew what was important.
Went right on to the high school.
Wow, they're pretty close, huh? When you graduate, you can just walk on over.
Uh-huh.
Is this Lowe's?
The Lone Oak.
Lone Oak.
All over. And I went to this system here 10 years. And Lone Oak's a pretty good sized school, actually. One of the bigger ones in Crackle County. Dated a girl named Debbie who lived down here on the left.
Debbie.
Debbie McDougal.
She's so
She was a
funny.
cheerleader too.
For some reason, when you told me first about Denise, I kept calling her Debbie after that. I don't know why, because it was just another D name. And I was like, and my girlfriend, she kept saying, Chris, it's Denise. Why do you keep saying Debbie? No, that's kind of a coincidence.
He's also a construction tycoon. Baptist Church. Union Baptist Church.
So is most of Kentucky like this?
No. No, it's not.
It's not as plush and green.
You know, you got every kind of terrain in Kentucky. You got the rolling hills, foothills, you got there's not any that I know of just flat farm ground like you see in Missouri or Kansas or anything like that. Get away from here, then you have some rocks too. You have some places with bluffs and rocks. Then you have your pretty horse farms up further east. A lot of Kentucky is like this, actually. Has everything.
Is there a mountain range that runs through Kentucky?
Yeah, the Appalachian Mountains in eastern Kentucky. Very poor part of Kentucky. Very poor. Make moonshine, they kill you. Come around messing with
You ever drink the
it.
moonshine?
Oh yeah.
The good?
Good, bad.
Good in the bad
Never
way.
drink any poison, but I drank some good moonshine. Drank some that wasn't so good. All of it, a lot of it's about 104 or 5 proof, I think.
Oof. Kentucky's known for the bourbon, right?
Moonshine, bourbon,
Moonshine.
Kentucky bourbon, yeah.
Now is moonshine a rye? stomach still intact?
Yep. Pretty good shape.
You must have a stomach made of steel.
Well, no. I just had I don't know what I had. Well, the picture you sent of me yesterday up at Ed's and that, I was a very sick person at that time. Very skinny.
You look very thin, yeah.
And drink all the time. My stomach wasn't in very good shape, but I survived well. I'm able to exercise about 7-8 hours a week, eating good, most of the time sleeping good. I work with younger people than me, and I usually out working and not keep up with them anyway.
Oh, we're
So
back.
I'm very lucky. There's a lot of people like me that are dead. Yep, we're right back where we were this morning.
That's right. He raises them for his food. Raises goats and chickens and wild turkeys. He's a survivalist. He believes the world's going to end and that everybody's going to have to fend for themselves. And that
World's going to end.
well, yeah.
The economy's going to end, doesn't it?
Yeah, he thinks that there's going to be like some terrorist event, you know, that's going to, you know, take out the government, and there's going to be the means of production and distribution is going to be wiped out, and people will have to go back to living on the land essentially to get their food. And, so he wants to make sure that he's prepared for that. So he stores all sorts of water and fuel, and
Well,
it's hard though. I mean, he works really hard. I mean, when you got a full-time job and then you got to come home and you got to work in the chicken coop and with the goats and turkeys and all that, it's just a lot of work. I talk romantically about having a ranch, but I mean, I'd get out there and I'd probably just let the weeds grow.
what kind of glasses you got? Oakley?
What are these? These are some Italian Arnett. These are Arnett glasses.
There was a guy around here selling bootleg Oakleys, and he got caught. Run over some son of a bitch here. Run over your fucking ass. Can't jump out of here. You don't have bars open in Kentucky on Sunday.
Really?
You have
Everything's...
to go to Illinois. They're open over there, which is not far at all.
Huh.
This is my aunt, Jess and Katie Nichols, right here. These people that, when I was a kid, practically raised me.
Really?
This was Jess's parents. This was my dad's sister, Aunt Katie Owens. She died last year. That's a distant relation. Frank Dawson Crew. Jerry Simmons, he got killed in an accident fixing a tire. He worked at a tire place in Paducah.
First cousin. Huh.
First cousin on my daddy's side. My mom and dad.
Well, sorry it wasn't so timely.
Little brother.
It's your dad's brother?
No, mine.
Your brother. Oh, that's right.
He lived a little while and died. Billy Clark.
Beautiful.
This is my two plots here, front row seats.
That's where you're going?
Being pushed, yeah. I own this out here.
You're prepared.
I need to take care of that.
Do all veterans get a foot marker?
He did. Got a letter from I don't know, Daddy was medic, and he worked in a mental hospital with men that come back from World War II that were alcoholics, crazy, shell shock, things
Sure.
like that. He worked with them in a hospital for a while. Some of your family Stokes, I don't know where they're at.
You think there's Stokeses out here?
There probably is.
Now, if they just do it in alphabetical order,
Yeah.
don't think they do.
My stepdad right there, where it says Thurston and Drew.
Oh, yeah. It's your stepdad.
The Drew part. This was my cousin Teresa Griggs' son. Got killed in a car accident. In '97. It was a terrible thing. He was in college,
Oh, wow.
going back to school. Another sister, Anna Lee, died in '87. Jewel, her husband, died in '82. It's my aunt and uncle. Here's my aunt and uncle. This is Daddy's brother. He was a Church of God minister I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
Lloyd Cruz. And his wife, Adele. We buried him over here. I was a pallbearer for a lot of these people. And this was when Danny was born. He will be buried here when he dies. He was born in '38. He's the one I was telling you was afflicted.
Oh, yes.
So they've got his birth date on there. All they have to do now, is put his, when he passes, he's in a special home somewhere in Ohio. Here is another first cousin who died just recently. Phyllis was telling me on the phone yesterday that this Patsy died. This Lloyd and Adele, my uncle's daughter. And it don't look like they've buried her here yet. So she may be on her way here. And this is my first cousin Billy that's gay, I told you about.
Mm-hmm.
They've already got all their headstones up. This one's dead. Danny's not dead. And this one's not dead. Dale had a sudden brain tumor. He was driving this truck up here. He had a brain tumor and didn't know it. And he was down Paducah at the unloading or something one afternoon. He just fell out of the truck and they rushed him to the hospital. They done emergency surgery on him and he lived several years after that. But he passed away. That's Andrea and Amanda's and Little Dale, I call him. I think it's written on the back. That's the guy that raised him. Yeah. Amanda Carol, Andrea Kay, and Dale Thomas Jr. But he done, you know, real good with them. He raised them. Down the road here, Ricky, the youngest one, got shot. Me and Ricky were together all day that picture. He's a good sized guy, probably about, he's bigger, maybe a little bigger than me, not quite. Muscled up real good. He was good in martial arts. He liked to fight, and he ended up getting shot.
Got some music notes on his grave.
Ricky loved music. All lived in Lowe's.
Griggs and Stokes, huh?
Well, let's drive over to Lowe's. You haven't seen Lowe's yet.
Did you ever want to leave Kentucky?
No. When I did, I was always glad to get back.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Well, it's beautiful here, so it's not. I can definitely see why. I was just curious.
Probably my immediate family will get back to. This is the little town Lowe's when we come up here. Somewhere right in here is where me and Denise were messing around that night in this general area. We weren't far out of Lowe's, I remember that.
Well,
Show you where. This house on the corner up here, this was Robert and Evelyn Stokes, your great granddaddy. That's where I picked Denise up at, that house right there. Wow. Everything's changed. Lowe's Bank here. One of the most successful banks in the country. It was in Money Magazine. It's amazing. This is a good place to park and drink beer and all that.
funny how cemeteries can become good partying places.
Yeah, right in here we did a lot of that.
Yeah, we used to do that in my hometown too, in Davis. Go out to the cemetery.
Well, I didn't see no Stokes in here either.
Guess it's kind of morbid of us hunting around for gravestones, huh?
Don't bother me.
You look a lot like your mother, don't you?
Yeah, I'm good, just like Mama.
I saw a picture of her.
I
And
was gonna ask Ron if he showed you any pictures.
he showed me some
Mom and
pictures.
Daddy and him when he was little.
Yeah,
Some of me when I was little, probably.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody says every time they see me, you look just like your mama.
I can really tell.
I said, well, I hope I hold out as good as Mama did.
I heard she held out really
She
well.
was really active right after she had her stroke. At 80, she was 80 years old. And it was a bad stroke.
Not too many of them are good.
Her mind was good right on up till she died, though. But she couldn't eat. They had to feed her through a tube.
That's too bad.
That was sad. She wouldn't have wanted to live long like that.
No, I don't think so.
So you like to film?
Well, I come here.
You got
know-
one of them that shows on it too, don't you?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Them are nice.
Fine looking young man.
Uh-huh. Sure is.
Well,
Sure is.
I'm Cruz, so
Yeah.
shouldn't be too
Some of the
surprising.
cruises weren't too bad looking. Ronnie's lost his hair or cut it all off or something.
Oh, he loves it.
He said I look like Mama, Ronnie. Are you,
Well,
are you surprised?
No, I guess you do. That's my niece Glenda up there.
Oh.
Blonde hair, all right.
Yeah, this is my oldest daughter, Glenda,
Oh,
and that's her daughter.
wow.
What do you think?
They're pretty.
This is my youngest daughter, Chris.
Probably interested in some of those.
Yeah.
Sharon Sue. She's the wild one.
Lulu.
Is she?
Yeah. I've been aiming to get this in a frame. Yeah, Ronnie always called her Lulu because she was overweight, you know. Going Lulu. Oh, Lord. Did they ever get along good?
She's got some pictures that you probably interested in. Would be.
I've got everything in here. We'll have to go through it. Some of them's probably not even. This one, I was looking for a baby picture of me to take to church.
There's a candle under there. It's probably gonna burn that.
Yeah, it says. This one's my mama's sister, Hazel. And this is me, my cousin Katie. Her hair was so blonde it don't even show up. And there's Daddy and Ronnie and me when we were small.
So I've been wondering, do you think she might be on drugs?
And that's Ma and Willie, Daddy's sister, youngest sister right there. She lives in Michigan.
There'll be some explanation.
There's another picture of her and Willie. I'm going to Michigan in June. I hope to get to see her. She's 80 years old, 79 or 80. And I hadn't saw her since probably Daddy died. And that's my aunt and uncle. That was Daddy's sister. There's Daddy in the army.
Oh yeah.
It's like he was nice looking. You know,
Oh, he's
young.
handsome, handsome man.
There's another picture of my mom. And that's Willie and her husband and their youngest child, Mama, Daddy, Ronnie. When Ronnie was a little feller. I don't know, I think this is me and this is Mama in front of the grocery store over there behind that car. And Ronnie, I think, and one of his friends or cousins. And right up there is my daughter and a friend of ours, his son. And this is my Glenda somewhere, I don't know where that was took at, really. There's me sitting in the middle of the road. There's Ronnie. Look at the meanness in his eyeball. That's the old schoolhouse right there. There's two teachers, one of them. Lord. That's my ex-sister-in-law right there. And that's Glenda and Sharon. We lived in South Shore, Kentucky. That's me on the bluffs. Mom and Daddy must not have been long after they got married. Do you remember that picture, Ronnie?
No.
Mama got this hat on with a big old bow on top of it. And that's Daddy and Peggy. And John Oliver, our cousin. That's Gary and his family. He's dead now. Me and Ronnie. And Ronnie in school here. That must be Willie at Ma Cruz's his grave. I really don't know. That's Daddy's brother right there, Floyd. And Ronnie at the park. And Ronnie out in the front yard. I can't believe he is ever that little. Yeah, that's Keith and Terry, our cousins. Pud and...
Yeah, I hadn't seen them in ages.
I hadn't either. Mama. And I don't know. That looks like Ronnie though, doesn't it? And Daddy. And Mama. That's Mama and Hazel, I know. Mama. Somebody she worked with at the hospital. And that's my cousin. I don't know who that is. Or the cows either. Oh, that must be Daddy on the tractor. Daddy and Ronnie, yeah.
His mother fixed a little photo album.
Really?
And all that his baby picture.
Oh, really? You should have brought it.
I know it.
That's me at school. Don't say what year. Just says Phyllis Cruz. And that's me by our little brothers. Did he show you our brothers?
Grade?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
It's real sad.
I know. It's me and Mom and Daddy and our dog. Prince, I think, was that dog's name. Oh, this is me when I got married at 15. That's Mama. And that's Glenn. Glendon Sharon's daddy. And that's his mom and daddy right there. Where's Daddy? He took the picture, I guess. There's Ronnie. Little bald-headed thing.
Where?
Mama and Ronnie.
Oh.
He was a mess now. There's that picture I want you to see of me and Mama.
Oh, that's beautiful. Well, that's a great picture.
That was friends of Mom and Daddy's. That guy's dead. These guys, of course, are grown up and married. And let's see, Pauline's my age. I'm 58. Pauline.
He met him today.
Oh, did he really at church?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Mama and Wayne, stepdaddy. Is this Amanda, Ronnie?
Let's see.
Right here?
No, that's Andrea.
Andrea?
That's Andrea. That's my daughter.
That's my daughter, the youngest one, Sharon. Did you take him by the stone house? Where we lived for so long?
Everything.
You probably saw this lady at church. Helen Adams.
I believe so.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
They all hung around after church.
Did they?
About 50 of them.
Well, good.
You met that many people, I imagine.
Oh, that was a bunch of the family down by the old house. But to tell you who they are, it's a mystery.
You got a couple of those pills good for my back in your purse?
Yeah.
Want to get it? Let's get it.
Get that purse with a handle on it in there. There's Willie. Of course, Ronnie, of course. I took one of them's my purse. One of them I took to church.
This one. This one.
That one. That one.
Excuse me.
Mama's sister and her husband. Mama and Wayne. I don't know what the to-do is. They had some kind of... That was his father-in-law. Get that big bottle. See that big bottle?
I'm looking at this.
Mama and Wayne and his father-in-law. Ronnie and Glenda, I guess. No,
Yeah.
Kayla. Ronnie and Kayla. Ronnie and Kayla. She was a really good person. She was holiness. She never cut her hair and never wore makeup or never wore pants. Needless to say, she didn't wear shorts.
She was strict.
Oh, yeah. You might favor, they'd be more a favorite daddy than anybody. Well, when he was young. Ronnie was little. There's too many years between me and Ronnie, really.
How
Grisham, her daddy, got mad about. It's Mom and Daddy at the Bluffs. These pictures are not, if you don't preserve them just right, they disintegrate.
Yeah,
He used to put that hoods on it, you remember?
Yeah, he kept it black forever.
And he tried to call, and I wasn't too old. Because Sharon was born when I was 19, so I might have been 20 there.
wow. A
Thank
substitute
you.
cigarette.
I got toothpicks everywhere. Sometimes I panic for a toothpick.
You don't do Nicotrol no more at all?
Gosh, no, that's expensive. Toothpicks, you get 1,000 for $1.
Oh.
That's me. You believe that? I kept my hair blonde for years. When I let it grow out, it was gray. Yeah. Yeah, he was, I don't know how he's getting older. They done living in the brick house. Toothless. There's some bathing beauties here. Mama and her friend. In his hand, he smoked to the bitter end.
Even with all those problems?
He never. He said he couldn't quit because I smoked. They spent every Thanksgiving with us at the basement. They got along so good. They was about the same age. Books over there.